It's WENY-TV Sportainment with Andy Belnoski, sponsored by Chilson Wilcox. Tonight's guest, Elmira College women's hockey coach Dean Jackson and fellow Elmira men's hockey coach Aaron Saul. Here is your host, Andy Belnoski.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the show. This is Sportainment, our very first show kicking off the new year right here on WENY-TV, sponsored by Chilson Wilcox. For the next half hour, you're going to see all-out chaos in its purest form, the good kind. We got a good show for you here tonight. As we said earlier in the broadcast, Coach Dean Jackson for the Elmira College women's hockey team, and also Aaron Saul. And I also brought this out just specially tonight. Check it out. This is the official Elmira College, oh yeah, the towel. Kicking it old school. We're going to wave this around all night, a little bit of everything. And you know, February is a big month here for WENY-TV Sports and the entire Twin Tiers. We talk about the big time moments that actually happened. Got some video for you. Check it out. Some big time moments. Look at this. Chandler Jones, February 1st, the Super Bowl, Endicott native, ended up winning the Super Bowl. Also matching his brother Art now with a Super Bowl ring, who won with the Patriots a couple years ago. He's from Endicott. That is big time. And of course, you cannot forget the Corning Community College men's basketball team. There's a slam jam for you. They won the MSAC tournament this past weekend. And also Isaac Bushy, the conference coach of the year, and give it up for Saquon Chambers, the player of the year for Triple C. The Red Barons getting it done all season long. That is big time for sure right here on Sportainment. And, you know, that wasn't all in the month of February. You talk about some of the other big time things we're talking about. The Horseheads Marching Band going all the way down to Walt Disney World in Orlando to play down there at the Magic Kingdom. You know, there's a lot of cool stuff down there, down in Orlando. And Disney World, I remember I had one of those ice cream cone things, a Mickey Mouse cone, dropped it. You know, I was very upset a couple years ago, but I'm sure they didn't drop their instruments down there. So we got a big time show. We're talking about this for the next half hour, brought to you by Chilson Wilcox. We are talking to two of the top coaches, not just in our region, but the entire country, both Elmira College graduates. So we're looking forward to that. Do not go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Sportainment right here on WENY-TV. We got the guests coming up. Dean Jackson coming out first right here on Sportainment. All right, welcome back to Sportainment right here on WENY-TV. Our very first guest on the first show ever, head coach Dean Jackson of the Elmira College women's hockey team. Dean, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Andy.
Yeah, always great to see you. I know that, you know, we're talking about some big time stuff here tonight. Of course, you guys, #1 team in the country, and you really put together a season for the ages, 21-1-1, ending that season. You know, I mean, just talk about this year and what's been clicking for you guys.
We certainly obviously had a tremendous regular season, but you know we're a very veteran team. You know, a lot of veteran leadership, which certainly paves the way for a season like this. And you know, they played a lot of big games to this point in their career, and you know that experience certainly has shown.
Yeah, you want to talk about experience. There was a youngster a couple weeks ago that I saw up at the Murray Athletic Center, up at the Domes, and you know, he was really taking it to a Ninja Turtle doll. And I think you might actually know who that is.
Yeah.
Check out this video. Look at that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's my son Mitchell, 5-year-old, just taking it hard there to Raphael. So you know, we've been working on that quite a bit in the living room. So. You know, I guess like father, like son, we just know how to karate chop.
Oh, yeah. You know, I think, look at this. Oh, there he goes, just swatting that thing out.
Yeah.
I saw that at the game a couple weeks ago, and I just had to shoot that. Not knowing that was your son. That's pretty awesome. And, you know, one of the things that people don't know is that, you know, those movies, Ninja Turtles back in the day, I mean, Vanilla Ice actually was in one of those movies, Part 2, Secret of the Ooze, you know, going back. But he actually was here down at Tioga Downs a few years ago doing some concert.
Was he really?
Yeah, we got video of Vanilla Ice here doing his ninja rap from this Part 2, which is pretty, you know, insane and chaotic at the same time. But
yeah, we have that in the house a few times. Also in the minivan.
Yeah.
You know.
Now, I don't think I got moves like Vanilla Ice, but
no, you don't.
You know, I really, I really don't. No question about it. But you know, the ninja rap and, you know, things like that. But you know, we're talking about a whole bunch of stuff here today. You know, we're talking Ninja Turtles, we're talking EC hockey. I mean, you guys, what's different about this team as compared to some of the others that you've coached?
You know, just referring back to the veteran squad that we have, but you know, the big thing is we certainly had a goal at the beginning of the year. You know, we went far last year. You know, obviously we weren't happy with the way it ended up, but we knew what we had coming back. The freshmen coming in, we knew we were going to fill some holes, and then also knowing around the country what was out there. You know, what programs were losing who, and what kind of players they were losing. So we knew that this year, you know, was going to be a great opportunity. So even in the springtime, we met as returners that, hey, we got to put our best foot forward and you know, meet all the demands that the coaching staff is asking us to do, and vice versa. And if we take care of business, you know, I really think we can position ourselves in a situation that we currently are. So you know, it really started last spring, and everyone bought into that, and you know, hopefully we can make history.
Yeah, awesome, Coach. And I know that we're going to have plenty more with Dean Jackson right here on Sportainment. Just getting things kicking off here. And I don't know if there's going to be a ninja rap or anything, you know, or any crazy haircuts with Vanilla Ice in it, but we're going to come back. Plenty more with Dean Jackson. Don't go anywhere. This is Sportainment, brought to you by Chilson Wilcox. All right, welcome back to Sportainment, brought to you by Chilson Wilcox with Elmira College women's hockey coach Dean Jackson. Dean, you know, we're talking about a whole bunch of stuff here, from, you know, Ninja Turtles to a little bit of everything so far. But, you know, going back to, you know, a couple years ago, I mean, you guys brought home a national championship in your first season at the helm. What was that feeling like, looking back on it now, you know, I guess a couple years later?
You know, I still can't believe we did it, to be honest. You know, as a player and even as a coach, you know, it's so elusive to get to that point, to win a championship, a major championship, and to have that opportunity to experience it, it was, you know, just an amazing feeling, best feeling in the world. I think any athlete or elite athlete that strives to do that or has experienced something like that can certainly attest to it. So it was just amazing.
Yeah, and I know I got some video here where I was down there with you guys, getting off the bus right there on campus. I mean, just, that was awesome, seeing the reception and, you know, having the trophy there as we check some of it out. And you guys pulling it out, that you're certainly something that, you know, most people are going to remember from this area. But, you know, how hard is it to win that national title? Everyone pursues it, but until it actually happens, it's like that different feeling.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a long road to get to that point. It's a long season. You certainly have a lot of ups and downs, you know, within the locker room over the course of the season. You know, highs and lows. You got, you know, these are student athletes, so they're also dealing with the stresses of the academic piece, and with finals and midterms and tests and presentations. So you throw all of that on top of it, sacrificing the opportunity to be a so-called student from the social scene. You know, so a lot of work has been put into it from everybody, and you know, you know, to get to that point, you know, it's certainly a feather in the player's cap. You know, to be able to win a national championship and put forth the effort throughout the course of the year to stay the course, and to be able to win those big games. Yeah,
and speaking of feathers in the cap, you know, I was down at your office there not that long ago, and you're looking at some of the cool stuff you have up there, some mementos and memorabilia and things, and seeing your old Jackals jersey. You know, what people forget is that you played for the Jackals a little bit.
Yeah, I was fortunate to play a couple seasons, and you know, it was certainly a long time ago, and it was a good time. You know, a good experience for sure.
Yeah, and seeing that, I think there was another team actually. It was like the Fire Ants or something like that you played for.
Yeah, the Fayetteville Fire Ants. Yeah, and the Southern Pro League, and they have those random team names. So yeah,
boy, those guys are burning up the ice. Those Fire Ants, you know, burning that. But Coach, you know, we can't thank you enough for coming by. We're here at Sportainment, and I know that. You know, thinking about, you know, the future, we're going to talk a little bit about that as well when we come back right here at Sportainment. Don't go anywhere. A little bit more with Coach Dean Jackson right here, brought to you by Chilson Wilcox. Hey, welcome back to Sportainment. Rounding things out with head coach Dean Jackson of the Elmira College women's hockey team. You know, this is Sportainment. It's the show that's going to push the envelope. It's going to bring the chaos every week, or every month, we should say. But now, Coach, one last quick question I had for you was, you know, playing golf and then playing hockey, two different things. but you're a golf coach at EC as well.
I am. That's my other responsibility, and you know, it's you know, in the hockey world, anyways, it's kind of cliche where, you know, hockey players are always good golfers, and you know, I wouldn't say I'm a great golfer by any stretch of the imagination, but this certainly is a passion of mine, and yeah, I think it's a great opportunity to make that transition from the cold indoor arena to outside on the golf course, and it's certainly a different environment, you know, a different type of student athlete, but it certainly is enjoyable.
Yeah, you know, Happy Gilmore, you know, that's what it's all about, you know, go crazy. But
I'll try to mimic that.
Yeah, absolutely. And last quick thing, actually, Shooter McGavin, the guy that played Shooter McGavin, went to Hobart, which is pretty cool. So I think that's awesome to say.
Well,
but,
yeah, well, we beat Hobart in golf, so that's good. Absolutely. Shooter wasn't there, though. No.
Shooter was not in the house. He's out in the clubhouse, you know, putting down a few. But, but Coach Dean Jackson, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And we're not done here on Sportainment. Head Coach Aaron Saul going to join us momentarily right here at Sportainment. Don't go anywhere. Come on back. Hey, welcome back to Sportainment. We are here now with our second guest of the night. It's head coach Aaron Saul of the Elmira College men's hockey team. Coach, thanks for joining us. Always great to see you.
Great to see you.
Yeah, I know we go back a little ways, you know, covering, I think, your first season. I was there too, you know, my first year on the job.
Yeah, I remember it well, actually.
Yeah. You know, what does that mean for you? You're the first alumnus, you know, to be a head coach of the program of the men's side.
Obviously, it's a great honor. I mean, there's only been 6 coaches in the history of the men's program, you know, in 42 years. So, you know, obviously there's a lot of expectations. You know, I do hear from some of my former alums about, you know, my record sometimes about, you know, hey, we should be better, should be this, should be that. But it's all in good fun. You know, I know a lot of the players that I've played with and players that I've coached over the past years are you know, pretty proud to be a part of this program, and I'm just proud to lead it.
Yeah, Coach, and going back to 1998 is when you last suited up with the skates as in terms of a player. Has the game changed much since then? Oh,
quite a bit. I think the athletes nowadays are, it's a 24/7, 12 months, year-round. They train for hockey specifically. You know, we used to use training camp to get in shape. You know, and it's only been, you know, a short time between now and then. So the athletes do train harder. They're more prepared, and I think more ready for the upcoming season every year.
And Coach, I got to say, you know, looking back at so many great moments of your career and so many great teams, been an assistant under Coach Zaglarski for quite some time as well. For you, what stands out most, you know, in terms of a coach, you know, that hallmark moment for you, you know, what's number one, you think?
Oh, that's pretty tough. I mean, for me, you know, I think being named a head coach at Elmira was a outstanding moment for me as an individual. I mean, we've gone on to some good things. You know, Dean and I, we had a good streak of NCAA tournaments going back and forth. So, I mean, those are all great highlights. But to be able to, you know, to be asked to take over a program that you do care so much about, you know, my brother was a player here as well. You know, it just really means a lot. And I think that moment will come when we win a national championship.
Yeah, no question about it. Coach Aaron Saul right here on Sportainment. We're kicking it old school here tonight on Sportainment, brought to you by, that was funny, you know, brought to you by Chilson Wilcox. Come on back. Plenty more with Coach Aaron Saul. Got some good stuff coming. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Sportainment here with head coach of the Elmira College men's hockey team, Aaron Saul. And Coach Saul, we've been talking about a little bit of everything. You know, it's been fun. You know, talk about some of your best moments and everything like that. But, you know, what is it about, I got to ask you this, being a big hockey guy, and, you know, there's certainly the Canadian version, then there's the Minnesotan version. The hockey accent, you know, is it more people who aren't necessarily, you know, hockey players, but they're around the game, they tend to have that sound?
No, I think it's, you know, little sayings and different words and how we say things. You know, like top shelf, if you score a goal in the top half of the net. You know, 5-hole, you score the goaltender between his legs. You know, all those little words and cliches that hockey players have. If you are a hockey player, you know them like the back of your hand. Maybe as a fan, you learn some of these things, but you know, it is pretty funny and pretty creative actually with some of the guys, some of the things they come up with, and you know, some of them are PG and some of them are rated R. So we'll stick with the PG ones for now.
Oh yeah, you know, no question. And you know, what about the two little letters that, you know, people kind of have this understanding of Canadians? You know, EH ? A. You know, I mean, I don't know about that.
Yeah, well, you know, being a Canadian myself, born and raised, it's so funny because when I go back home to Canada, I've been in the U.S. now for 15 years, and all my Canadian friends say, oh, you're losing your Canadian accent, you sound American. And everybody here in the U.S. says, oh, you're from Canada. So it's weird. I don't notice any difference. I think I pick up the A more when I go home for a vacation for a week or two and come back. But it's just something that everybody in Canada says, you know, and I sometimes don't even realize you're saying it.
So A, and then Tim Hortons.
Oh, I have to know Tim Hortons for sure.
Now, he was a great hockey player, obviously, as well.
A fantastic hockey player, yeah.
You know, one of the greats. And,
that's old school.
Yeah, it's going back a little ways.
Yeah.
You know, you talk from different teams, Edmonton to Calgary, the Flames, a whole bunch of different classic stuff there. And speaking of classic stuff, Coach, you know, we're going back. This is 2011. Got some video. We were talking about it earlier. We did a nice story with you a couple years ago. Yeah. Playing hockey's tough. You know, it's a really tough game. I mean, I can't even skate. But we ended up talking more about suiting up as a goalie for a day in 2011. Do you remember that? Yeah,
I do. I actually remember fondly. And I remember you asking, hey, can I get on the ice? And getting a chance to see you skate, the only position for you was probably goaltender. You know, but Andy was a good sport, and he put on the equipment and got out and actually stood in front of a pretty heavy shot from our captain that year, Rick Schrank. If I remember correctly, it was about 85 miles an hour right to your knee, and you drop like a sack of potatoes. Yeah. So, but I give you credit. There's a lot of guys, a lot of people that wouldn't put themselves in that situation. You did, and it was fun to watch, though. Guys really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and you know, we got a special treat, little sportainment treat right now. We got that package. We got that video. Check it out from 2011. Time to get ready. It was up to me and sports intern Josh gets up to take a giant step for WENY-TV. Goalies for a night. I feel like a transformer.
Guys get it on like 10 minutes. Yeah, we have no problem. With us, it's a little longer, but we're all right.
How fast, honestly, are some of these pucks going to be tonight when we go out there?
Oh, we'll get up probably around 80, 95 miles an hour.
I hope we make it out alive.
Okay, so that's fast, but we're ready to hit the ice. First up was Josh, who actually did pretty good. He plays on the Ithaca College club team, so he's used to this kind of thing. As for me, I can't even skate, so you can imagine how my night went. But as always, I had to do something crazy.
You know how I roll. Bring on the fastest one you got, man.
Being a goalie, probably not for us, but here's one more thing.
Shooting up and being a goalie,
it's pretty tough, but so is EC. Wow, going back, that was awesome a couple years back.
Yeah,
man.
it was fun. Good day.
You know, definitely like a transformer.
Yeah, yeah. It's tough to get in all our goalie equipment.
Yeah, absolutely, Coach. And, you know, we can't thank you and Dean enough for coming out here. A little sportainment, you know, the first time ever here on WENY-TV, and brought to you by Chilson Wilcox. And thank you so much for joining us, Coach.
Great. Thank you, Andy. Appreciate it.
And we'll be pulling for you guys come playoff time.
Absolutely. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, that's going to do it for us. Sportainment in the books. Do not miss next month's show. We got plenty more coming. This is the first edition